This is the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, crafted for the extraordinary few who demand more from an ultra powerhouse. This is not made for everyone. This is not a toy for amateurs. Definitely not for those who click and hope for a good shot. This is designed to make every detail vivid, every pixel perfect. The line between a phone and a camera, gone. This is where the pinnacle of mobile photography meets raw, unrelenting power. This is not for everyone, but just for the chosen ones. This is it.
Good afternoon, everyone. As you know, the Mobile World Congress just concluded and Xiaomi made a lot of heads turn with the amazing showcase of cutting-edge tech innovations that define the future of smart technology. Now let's dive into Xiaomi's signature smartphone series that stole the spotlight at MWC that happened in Barcelona. The Xiaomi 15, which is the flagship performance redefined. The perfect size flagship is a design marvel which has 1.38mm quad curve design, and only for those who don't want to compromise on the best viewing experience that fits perfectly in their hands. Now this powerhouse packs the best of the best from Qualcomm, the Snapdragon 8 Elite, and comes with an extremely capable Leica triple camera setup, setting new benchmarks for mobile photography user experience. The Xiaomi 15 will be available in a variant with 12GB plus 512GB and comes in 3 beautiful colors: black, white and green. Now onto the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, the other part of the Xiaomi 15 series. Now this is only for the chosen ones. The best of the best, the Xiaomi 15 Ultra is a smartphone that's wrapped around a camera. Now Xiaomi 15 is built with the majority of enthusiasts in mind, the majority who wants to experience the prowess of Leica. 15 Ultra is a photographer's dream and is a smartphone that's not built for everyone, and that's deliberate. It's made only keeping in mind the chosen few who understand the mastery of photography, and is also for someone who genuinely loves cutting-edge technology and that's shaping the future of smartphones as well as mobile photography. The Xiaomi 15 Ultra takes mobile photography to the next level with its advanced Leica engineered optics, featuring an industry-leading 1-inch sensor for superior low-light performance. The 1-inch sensor still setting industry benchmarks that no other smartphone can even come close to. This sensor offers stunning contrast, depth as well as shadow, allowing you to freeze moments exactly as you see them with stunning realism. Add to that the Pro mode, manual controls, built-in Leica modes and filters, and there's a lot more that you can do with the main snapper. But this of course is just the start. The standout clearly is the enormous 200-megapixel 120x periscope, the largest sensor ever seen in a periscope camera on a smartphone. The large sensor means the ability to take in far more light than even most other flagship periscope telephotos out there. 136% more light intake than its predecessor, in fact, and is perfect to see what others can't see in a pixel-perfect image. The quad camera Leica setup is for master purists and the ones who demand perfection. The Xiaomi 15 Ultra joins an exclusive group to support ACES, which is the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, log video capture, along with Dolby Vision technology, making it a powerful choice for videographers as well. Now we also have a brand new photography kit for the Xiaomi 15 Ultra that we're calling it the Legend Edition. This beautiful stunner of a photography kit comes in black and red colors that not just looks stunning, but also is capable of giving incredible detail and quality as well as versatility to your photography and videography experiences. It comes with a built-in 2000 mAh battery along with a camera grip that makes it easier to hold and handle for all your photography and videography needs. It has a built-in filter thread allowing you to mount your favorite ND filters as well as UV filters and polarizers to help elevate your photography game and videography game to the next level. And that's not all. A new thumb grip has been added to give you better ergonomics as well as the ability to customize it and personalize it your own liking by making the thumb grip as well as the shutter button a bit more personalizable, which makes it really good looking and truly unique to each and every photographer out there. To sum it up, if you're looking for the best camera phone this year, hands down, this is it, the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, which will be available in one variant, the 16 512GB, and will be available in this beautiful colorway that's inspired by the Leica M11 device. And Leica is celebrating its 100th year anniversary this year, and what better phone to highlight that than the Xiaomi 15 Ultra. To sum things up, it has been an amazing ride with cutting-edge innovation, groundbreaking technology, and of course some big moves from Xiaomi. But we're not done yet. To take things up a notch, I've got two incredible guests with me. Firstly, a man who needs no introduction, India's OG tech guru, the one and only Rajiv Makhni. And joining him and us is the driving force behind Xiaomi's business strategy, our very own Chief Business Officer, Sandeep Singh Arora. So thanks a lot, Rajiv, for taking your time on this beautiful afternoon to actually have a conversation with us, right? And I think the last time we spoke, we were at MWC sort of taking a look at the brand new Xiaomi 15 series. So before we get started, just wanted to know what are your thoughts on the entire new lineup of devices that we have?
So one word comes to my mind straight away. Yeah. Crowded. There were more crowds at the Xiaomi area than any other place out there, which I think is a testament to the fact that the brand has got associated with excitement and innovation. Right. Now, one is innovation, and you just a lot of excitement. I mean, I had tech journalists from all over the world talking about this or that, or asking me a particular question, or there was just euphoria around out there, and I love that. Yeah. You feed off that passion. You know that this innovation is making a mark, it's making a difference, and it's practical innovation, not gimmicky stuff, right? Yeah. So MWC is always a constant between wow, great content, but no one's going to use it, okay? And then there is those that will actually make a difference. So this is where, I mean, I have to tell you, Sandeep, we stood in line to get demos out there. While I don't usually have to go through that, I was like, nahi, koi baat nahi, I will. So a lot of excitement around it, and I was very happy to see that world media was very excited. So I think true testament that this is innovation that is going to move the needle. Happens very rarely now, right? And I'm very thrilled with this product also, right?
So if we start with Xiaomi 15, right, what do you think are some of the highlights that you want to talk about?
So, I'll tell you what, I think both phones are very complete in terms of, there's not a checkbox that it's really missing. And usually for phones, you can't say that much, right? Yeah. So between the, just the 15 and the Ultra, I think obviously the camera is the real big leap between the two. But I also find that the optics of the 15 to be very, very good. Yeah. If you're not a person who's a crazy enthusiast, isn't a professional looking for almost DSLR level at this thing, the 15 is an absolute incredible product. Very, very good looking, fantastic screen, the processor-wise, performance-wise, battery life, everything that you've put together in that. And I especially like the fact that it has a very good in-hand feel. So all of these put together is why I think that the 15 is a very standout product. And I think in India, the acceptance of that is going to be a lot. Because people are looking at saying, like what has happened in India now in terms of people asking me for buying advice, right? They will usually always say now that for me, this is most important, but that this now has become them. There is always more because the phone is now taken to be something which is a near perfect device. So you want a lot more. So even if camera is the most important, they're not going to be okay with I'll justify it with, okay, I'll live with it because it's got a poor battery life, lekin iska camera best hai. Or I don't want, it's okay, I don't want a good looking phone, but I want the, so-and-so feature. So people now don't ask me when I ask them, okay, listen, you've told me a budget, now tell me what's important. It's always a list of 2, 3. They may have it in variants of, importance, but those 3, those 4 will matter. And I think the 15 really just ticks all those boxes very well.
What about top of mind thoughts on the Ultra?
So like I said, I've very rarely seen world media stand in line to get a demo of any product. People were actually doing that, and I'm not talking only of the one where you actually had, which is the prototype. I'm talking about at the booth area itself, where on the table you actually had the Ultra. People wanted, because every person, I think the reason the lines, we finally evaluated, why are there lines? Usually if you have something which is displayed on a table, you come across, you have one person, you stand behind. Here there were people in 10s and 20s waiting for it, because each person was spending an extraordinary amount of time trying it out.
That's true.
From Periscope camera 120, which is people who are just swinging it around and then looking down. MWC gives you enough length and breadth to say, I'm here, and that hall at the end, what does that notice say, or what does that board say, or what is that little thing written? So people were trying different experiments with it. I think there's a lot going on in this phone that people will only be able to discover once they actually get their hands on it. And it's a very much touch, feel, try, explore, and then experience, right? And that's what everyone out there was doing. That's why there were such long lines. And the fact that people were not overly frustrated is good. कि कोई बात नहीं, मेरा वक्त आएगा, मेरा time आएगा. So I think it was really, really excellent. But I think again in the Ultra, from the incredible screen, I think it's an absolutely brilliant screen. You can't have fantastic photography and not be able to see it right there and then. I know that a lot of professionals say, look, I want to see it on my laptop screen or something, but the real, the proof of the pudding is what you got right there and then. So the screen has to live up to that expectation. Again, like the processor was fantastic, battery life is incredible, very good design, and for the fact that it is an optic heavy camera, the balance in hand, which I think a lot of times you don't get. So when you're going for something which is going to be like, okay, listen, it's optics and optics, and we're going to just throw everything into it. Then you have that off-balance phone, which while you're talking, because eventually it is, though of course I have a few questions about that, but eventually it is a phone. I am also going to be using it as a phone. Holding it in hand and doing something, and you find it, the balance is off. You're constantly struggling. If you have to hold a phone from much higher than you normally do, because the balance is off, the weight on the top is too much, is a problem. Holding it and talking to someone is a problem, right? The balance has been worked on. So I have a feeling that this is a very mature product. A lot of things have been deeply thought about, not just slapped in there. So a lot of that, I think, comes into the part that I really, really liked. Again, very highly protected. I think, again, I have a question that, is this your own glass and something, but we'll get into that part of it. But very well protected phone, right? So this is not one of those, I have this incredible camera in my hand, but I better take care of it because thoda bhi haath se chhoot gaya, so this is all gone. So, very well protected phone. So I think if you put all these things together, I think it was an absolutely incredible experience. Of course, I am here more to learn. This is just my MWC experience. I have a lot more that I'm going to be talking about when I actually get my hands on the product. I'm very excited to really try it out today. So I have to say, though, that MWC was fantastic, and we missed you there. Have to have you there, because wo crowds mein, if you're there, maybe I'll get a little favoritism. I can instead of standing at the 25th spot, maybe I'll be at the 23rd. But just to get to know a little bit about each other a little bit better, especially the tech space. I thought I love doing quickfire tech questions just to get to know the two of you a little bit better. Okay, so the first one is my go-to favorite question. Okay, it's called my island question. Okay, if you were stranded on an island, a gadget that you would love to be stranded with, and a person. Okay. I'll start with you, Sandeep.
Well, it's got to be now the Xiaomi 15 Ultra. It can't be another. With its sort of periscope zoom, I'm going to be able to spot everything coming in and out of the
that ship that is miles and miles away. Rescue
and all the detail on what is there.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So that would be it.
Yeah. I still want. I'm going to come back to you with the person you want to be stranded with.
I mean, I completely agree with the device of choice. Phones have become so important to us and does so many different things. So obviously, any other product category you choose, then it becomes sort of counterproductive. You can't do anything fully. But with the 15 Ultra, you basically have a camera at hand, you have a phone, and you can also explore an island to its fullest because of the waterproofing ability on it. So I think that's
All
a
right,
great
yeah,
thing.
and you'll be able to get some incredible images
Yes.
of everything that you saw
Yes,
there, right?
exactly, yeah.
Okay. Person you want to be stranded with?
That I'll take with you one-on-one.
The off-camera one.
Yeah, off camera.
Yeah,
We'll
I'm
skip
thinking,
that.
whose portraits would you want to shoot out there?
No, I would say my wife, because we've been wanting a vacation for a long time. So
But
I
are you
think
sure she'll be okay with stranded on an island? Is the USP of the holiday?
I'll be okay. I don't know whether she'll be okay.
Yeah, that'll be a difficult one to survive.
Okay. Would you rather have an unbreakable phone in every which way, just cannot be destroyed, or a phone that has a battery life, let's say 6 months?
I would say 6 months is probably a bit too much, so I would go for the unbreakable aspect.
The unbreakable.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think?
Yeah, to me, I would also pick up the unbreakable phone. I mean, battery is always, it's very, very critical, very, important sort of driver for purchase. But, to me, a phone with the right sort of frame, right level of protection becomes very, very important. And it's something that you'll see on the Ultra and the Xiaomi 15 series.
Yeah, no, I think that actually starts to make a lot of sense. Okay, but let's talk about another thing that you've done, which is quite remarkable and very differently executed, right? The camera grip, right? We've seen some companies will come up with an extra button to execute just maybe snapping a picture, and some of them will do something which is an accessory that is an add-on. But this seems to be, and this is where I was talking about right now, you've taken a decision. Execution seems to be very detailed, very textured. It's like it's been really thought out. Not कि अच्छा listen यार, had it. We're saying it's a great camera, a camera grip भी दे दो. Then it's fiddly and it's not really very ergonomically right. And this was very nicely done, right? Take me through a little bit about that decision.
So I think the thing we wanted to land was the fact that this is a camera. Like Sandeep was saying, this is the best smartphone camera out there. Now, when you have something that's so capable, right, you also need to make it intuitive to use, and also something that can actually match your potential as a photographer, as a videographer. That's where the camera grip and the entire photography kit comes in play. So, of course, you have a great phone, but how do you make it ergonomically better? You need a grip to be able to take those wonderful handheld shots, those videos that you're doing. And what we've also done is actually bundle a filter thread where you can attach ND filters, UV filters, various different kind of polarizers, for instance, and get the best out of the output that you're getting. And this grip, because obviously when someone is shooting video or photo, your battery life also will take a hit. So this grip has an additional 2000 mAh battery built into it, so that when you're using it, you're actually able to take much more content at a single shot. The buttons are customizable. The grip itself has a lot of other options where you can have a thumb grip that is customizable. The shutter button also, you can tweak it, have various attachments to it. So it's a very, personalized sort of attachment that helps you take the best output possible when it comes to photography or videography. So not only does it have a great output, but it also makes you feel more involved in the process or the art form of photography itself.
Excellent. Okay, so let's move on now to a question of mine that I've been really wanting to ask the two of you. This is where we have to let our imagination go completely wild, okay? So let's say someone anywhere in the world took the 15 Ultra and shot a whole movie, let's say a 5-minute short movie. Never told Xiaomi that I'm doing this, okay? And then you see it, would you be able to know that this has been shot on a Xiaomi 15 Ultra if he wasn't publicizing it? Because the amount of cinematic stuff built into this, I would struggle.
No, answer is no. It's hard to tell, right? Firstly, I think in terms of the absolute resolution itself, right? Phones have come a long way, and even the Ultra is no different. We have 4K recording capability across all the cameras. That's number one. We have 4K 120
120.
FPS.
I mean, that's where it really,
Yeah.
you can get incredible stuff done with that,
Incredible.
including not just cinematic, and you can actually go to slow motion with
Yes,
that.
you
You've
can.
got
You can do
120
speed ramping.
frames there.
Yeah, you can do speed ramping,
Yeah.
or you can even shoot in 8K. That's also a possibility with this, right? But not just that. Even in terms of the color space, you have Dolby Vision capabilities
Correct.
on this, right? And like you earlier mentioned, the screen is also capable of outputting the same thing in that true Dolby Vision technology. So you can capture it with Dolby Vision, view it in Dolby Vision, and of course, the latest addition that we've made on the Ultra is the fact that this supports ACES, which is basically a Hollywood-level log profile, which is unlike any other smartphone in the world. So
You
we're
can
the
color
first-
grade it beautifully after that, right? Yeah.
So the amount of room you have to play with is so much, and that a professional filmmaker can actually shoot just like he would on any other camera in terms of workflow. So this is essentially good enough to make a proper film, if you would. So I think that's where you rightly put it. You can't really tell the difference. If you do it right, this is incredibly capable, better than any other smartphone on the market when it comes to the cameras.
And you know, while we were talking about just let your imagination go wild, I'm actually predicting it's going to happen. There will be a lot of fantastic films out there you may not even know at the product.
We're going to send the Xiaomi 15 Ultra and make sure all other cameras exit your studio.
It seems
this is the only one that's going
like
to be.
it seems it's going to happen right away. We've spoken so much about the Ultra, right? But I find that the 15 is also a very capable device, right? So other than the optics and the photography, which is absolutely superlative in that, tell me what else do you really like in the phone part of 15?
To me, it's got to be the design, the hand feel, the fact that, you know, it's slim. The hand feel is just unbelievable. It's a huge leap forward from the 14. And the fact that all of that is happening with a flagship processor and flagship level battery technology just makes it, for me, not only the best compact flagship Xiaomi's ever made, but actually the best compact flagship that's out there in the market.
Okay, I think that. But you know, you just said so many things different from the 14. Sandeep, take me through. What are the big changes between the 14 and 15? I'm speaking about not the Ultra. Yes. The difference between the Xiaomi 14 and the Xiaomi 15.
So I think I'll start with design, which Sandeep already spoke about, right? So it's refined to a whole new level where the in-hand feel, once you touch this phone and you feel it, then you feel like it's unlike any other smartphone out there. Compared to the last generation, now you have borders or the bezels around the display, which is uniform across, just 1.38 millimeters. It's incredibly slim, giving you a very immersive screen experience. It fits very well in your hand. And at the same time, while it's actually slightly slimmer than last time, the battery capacity has increased by a huge margin, 630 mAh more. So going up from 4,610 mAh to 5,240 mAh in a slimmer profile. So we have actually gone up by 13% in terms of battery capacity, which is absolutely unheard of. And in fact, a fun fact is the 14 Ultra, which had a 5,000 mAh battery. This, even in a smaller size, has a bigger battery than the 14 Ultra. So we are jumping leaps in terms of the actual capabilities of the phone. Of course, that's not all. Even the display. It's incredibly bright, 3,200 nits of brightness, supports Dolby Vision, has HDR10+, all the latest and best of technology, and it also has Dolby Atmos technology. So from an acoustic visual perspective also, this has got you covered. So everything that you would love to do with your smartphone, I think this will handle with ease and gives you an incredible experience.
Okay, let's come down to the part which does really bring in the visual excitement, and that is the absolutely unprecedented 120x periscope zoom. Once you realize what is possible, then the mind boggles to think what next can you actually achieve with it, right? Let's get down to some companies say, listen, we put in incredible zoom, ki wo building jo hai dur usko dikha denge. Some people said you could shoot the moon. What were you shooting for with the 120x periscope zoom? By the way, I have to tell you, at a very, very large distance, handheld, we were able to get fantastic photography. That itself is, otherwise, to get real capabilities out of these, you have to actually put it onto a tripod or stabilize it. I'm talking about handheld stuff. Right? Tell me, what were you aiming for?
So I think, when we wanted to build this device, the idea was to sort of, again, blur the lines between what a camera is capable of doing and what a smartphone is. In the past, more camera phones than not were only able to shoot at 120x or 60 or 30, but the output was not usable. It was something that you have maybe just for documentation purpose, but you would not post it on Instagram, you would not take it on social media or share it with anyone. But for the first time, this is share-worthy and in fact, wonderful looking images. I just happened to catch a couple of surfers in Barcelona. They were riding the waves. And at that distance, obviously, because they're out in the ocean itself, you're not able to go closer, right? And when I was shooting at that distance also, I was able to get incredible output from that. Like you said, handheld, perfectly stable, with incredible wind also gusting at the phone, right? Which is, again, the phone also tends to be blown over. But it was able to capture output that is beyond anything I've seen on a smartphone. And I think that's truly incredible what we've been able to achieve.
Excellent. I mean, like I said, I really want to try this one out. So much that you can really do once you know that something in your hand. I mean, I'm thinking now, okay, I don't need the expensive seats at, going to see a cricket match, IPL. I don't need the Diljit Dosanjh right in the front. मैं पीछे से कर लूँगा सब कुछ यार. I mean, now that I have this product in hand, right? So the Periscope Zoom is something that we're all the industry is very excited for. We really want to try out its capabilities.
We are very excited to see how our consumers and our photography enthusiasts are going to use the periscope lens of the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, getting close to the action. I think it's going to be very, very exciting. But to me, it's all about experiencing it. So, Raji, what I'm going to request you to do is to experience, the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, experience the power of its, 120 periscope sort of lens, and through that, see what we've got in store for our consumers in terms of the pricing and the offers.
Oh, this is the double treat here. I've been waiting for you to say this. Ke ab do mere haath mein camera. Let me get started. I'm a all hands-on person, and you're saying that part of that experience is that the price reveal happens, right? So I'm all set. Let's do this. Let's go. Come on. Okay, challenge मुझे ये दिया यहाँ पे that the price point reveal is very far away. If I was to estimate it in, it's okay. Let's just put it यहाँ से मेरे को naked eye से कुछ नहीं दिख रहा है. मेरे को एक छोटा सा speck दिख रहा है. White board है ये दिख रहा है मेरे को. So I'm going to try 3 phones, the first and the second, and then the 15 Ultra. To see जो zoom में what can I actually capture and can I reveal the price to you. शुरू करते हैं with the first one. Okay, ये तो I think 25x zoom में, and the shake is too much for me to be able to see properly. So while I can get that there are some numbers on that white board, the rest of it is the numbers are okay. I can't read the top sentence at all, and it's very shaky in my hand. It's only 25x zoom right now. Okay, let's move on to the second one. Okay, the first one was not fun at all. अभी भी price reveal ठीक से हुआ नहीं है. इसके साथ अब बड़े hopes हैं. This is my second phone. Okay. Okay, this is working better. Almost there. Is that the price point? Wow, और बड़े सारे freebies हैं. I mean, if this is what they are giving, that's going to be quite incredible. But Sandeep will tell you more. Okay, I'm there. लेकिन मेरे को ना price point दिख रहा है, and you can also see it with me right now. But I'm not really being able to. The top line is fading away completely. Like, what am I reading? Xiaomi 11? क्या? What is written out there? I'm not being able to get that very clearly. Time now for the big one. Let's get the Xiaomi 15 Ultra into the game. Okay, बाकी दो में results काफी middling थे. In fact, I would say एक के साथ तो काफी disappointing था. Great hopes for this one. So let's get started. काफी दूर इन्होंने रखा है, but let's try and see if I can actually do this. Okay. Now the best part is the fact that I get such precision with this rotary dial for the zoom. So as you can see, I'm at about 50x already. काफी clarity तो already आ गई है. And remember, handheld कर रहा हूँ मैं ये. And I can see, oh wow. So the big difference, it's not just that I can read the price and the numbers. उसके ऊपर जो line है वो भी बहुत clearly आ गया है into focus, and I can easily read that entire thing, which is the big difference out here. And by the way, what a great price point and all the freebies they're giving also.
Thank you, Rajiv and Sandeep. Now the moment you've all been waiting for. Here's the Xiaomi 15. This has an exceptional fluid design. Fits beautifully in the palm of your hand. This flagship smartphone comes with the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor. And of course, the elegant Leica quad camera system. And it all starts at just rupees 64,999 only. And now let's talk about the Ultra. By now, you already know the Xiaomi 15 Ultra is for those who demand the absolute best. It's the pinnacle of camera design and battery technology. The best camera on any smartphone ever. The Xiaomi 15 Ultra will be available at an amazing price of 1,09,999 only. But that's not all. The pre-booking for the devices starts from March 19. For everyone who's pre-booking the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, the chosen ones, we are making it worth their wait to lay their hands on this device. And for all consumers who will pre-book the 15 Ultra, you will get an additional cashback of rupees 10,000 from ICICI Bank, making the net effective price rupees 99,999 only. In addition, we are including the photography kit, the Legend Edition, worth rupees 11,999 absolutely free, taking the total pre-booking offer benefit to rupees 21,999. And now coming to the sleek and powerful Xiaomi 15. For all those who will pre-book the Xiaomi 15, you will get an additional cashback of rupees 5,000 from ICICI Bank, making the net effective price of the Xiaomi 15 rupees 59,999 only. In addition, you will get exclusive benefits of Xiaomi Care plan worth rupees 5,999, taking the total pre-booking offer benefit to rupees 10,999 for the Xiaomi 15. Just to remind all our fans, the pre-booking for the Xiaomi 15 series will be from 19 March onwards till April 2nd, 2025. In addition, for the worthy few who want to experience the peak of photography before the rest, our early access sale begins right after this. Visit me.com to find out more. Thank you, and we can't wait for all of you to experience the Xiaomi 15 series.
Xiaomi.
Let's introduce Xiaomi 15. An improved Summilux lens, incredible street and portrait photography, and of course, a full fleet of flagship videography features. But with that being said, why don't we talk about the best of the best?
And that means Ultra. Introducing the Xiaomi 15 Ultra. The 15 Ultra's telephoto camera is an industry-leading 200 megapixel sensor. We are incredibly excited for our pro users, our casual users, and for every user to limit test the imaging capabilities that we are going to be offering on Ultra. So for the first time ever, we are introducing 4K 120 FPS recording to our 100mm telephoto as well. This is the Xiaomi 15 Ultra Photography Kit Legend Edition. And this is a custom Xiaomi 15. Using proprietary technology, we are capable of utilizing traditional lenses on this customized Xiaomi 15 series.
Xiaomi.